The Young and the Restless, recap for Friday, September 26th, reveals that Michael Baldwin will get fired while Jack Abbott recruits Victor Newman for a Cain Ashby sabotage plot. At the Abbott mansion, Diane Jenkins Abbott will voice more concerns about Jack teaming up with Victor, but Jack will work to convince her that he can handle it. After Jack decides to make his pitch right away, he'll head over to the Newman ranch. Jack will interrupt Victor and Nikki Newman's discussion about Cain to sell Victor on the idea of joining forces. Although Jack will know any truce between them is going to be short-lived, he'll feel like Cain is a formidable foe and that they need all hands on deck here. Victor will resist at first, but he'll eventually seem curious about Jack's plan. Jack will think they have to bring Jill Abbott into this since Cain's agenda may tie in with her. Jack will also insist that they have to find a way to sabotage Cain from the inside and beat him at his own game. On Cain's train in Friday's Y&R episode, Michael will repeatedly push for the details of his boss's grand plans. Cain will remain cagey and wonder if Michael thinks of him as a hero or a villain. Michael won't be into labels, but he'll acknowledge that villains are more fun. When it comes to how Michael would classify Phyllis Summers, he'll simply suggest that she's one of a kind. Cain will question Michael's motives for accepting this job, so Michael will admit he intends to dissuade Cain from takeover goals that'll hurt the people he cares about. When Cain wonders what Michael will do if he can't dissuade him, then Michael will hint about taking steps to stop him. Michael will also warn Cain that this power trip could leave him all alone in the end. Cain will appreciate Michael's honesty, but he won't think this is going to work out. Michael will realize Cain is firing him, but Cain will think it's a chance to walk away and take the moral high road that Michael's been trying to push. Cain will end the alliance calmly and suggest he respects Michael as a good man. Michael will eventually note that he'll have to stop Cain from the outside if he can't stop him from the inside, but Cain won't seem bothered by the threat. At the Jazz Lounge, Billy Abbott will toast to Sally Spectra as they share drinks and reminisce about their relationship up to now. Billy will assure Sally that his focus is on her and will confirm that he still wants her to be number one at Abbott Communications. The goal will be to get Jack to reinstate his funding so Sally and Billy can move forward with the media company as planned. Although Sally will still seem a bit nervous about trusting Billy, he'll dance with her and try to convince her things are different now. Billy will ultimately take Sally up to her suite for lovemaking and play up how much he still wants her to move in with him. Once Billy and Sally are canoodling in the afterglow, he'll be glad they're back on the same page. The Young and the Restless, spoilers say Sally and Billy have more challenges ahead of them, so stick with us for updates on any troubling news to come. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, September 29th hint that Phyllis Summers will get some big news while Tessa Porter spills to Sharon Newman. Cain Ashby will also have to plot his next move. So let's talk about what's ahead on Y&R. For starters, Cain will need a chance to regroup after firing Michael Baldwin. Although Cain was counting on Michael to be his fixer, he'll have to find another way to neutralize Billy Abbott. Phyllis might volunteer to tackle that challenge instead once she hears about Michael getting the boot. Since Phyllis wasn't thrilled about Michael being part of their team anyway, she may assure Cain that he made the right choice. Whatever the case, Cain should have some important updates for Phyllis early during the week of September 29th, October 3rd. Phyllis might push Cain to let her deal with Billy and avoid hiring anyone else since they need to keep their secret circle tight. Of course, Cain will have to figure out his next move, especially if he gets a whiff of what Jack Abbott and Victor Newman are cooking up. At some point in the coming episodes, Cain is bound to find out Victor and Jack are joining forces against him. That could lead to Cain stirring the spot and trying to turn the familiar foes against each other instead. Over with Sharon, she'll meet with Tessa soon and sense that more trouble's brewing. It seems Tessa will spill to Sharon about her plan to investigate the hotel where Mariah Copeland's spinout started. Although Sharon will suggest Tessa should avoid rushing into anything, Tessa will feel like she has to dig for the whole truth and try to save Mariah as well as her marriage. Tessa may acknowledge that she doesn't know what exactly she's walking into, but she might also note that Daniel Romalotti Jr. has agreed to tag along. That could leave Sharon concerned in a different way if she feels like Daniel and his obvious feelings for Tessa are a threat to Mariah's relationship. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sharon will deliver some words of caution, but Tessa seems poised to check out the hotel with Daniel's help no matter what. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Sally Spectra is dooming herself for more heartbreak. Sally should have kicked Billy Abbott to the curb, but now she'll only have herself to blame when he hurts her again. Sally threw away an amazing career at Marchetti, where she was growing more successful every day. Despite Sally's talent and passion for fashion, she gave it all up to join Billy at Abbott Communications. Unfortunately, Billy's fixation on Chancellor has been a huge problem throughout their relationship. Billy's need to prove something to Jill Abbott and go after revenge on Victor Newman have definitely affected his romance. Y&R fans know Billy ultimately pushed Jack Abbott to take his funding back and went all in on a Cain-Ashby alliance that fell through immediately. As for Sally, she's just been waiting for Billy to finally put her first for once. It's not asking too much for Billy to put Sally before Chancellor and all his vengeful cravings. Billy claims he's ready to do things right this time and make Sally his number one. But is he actually capable of that? Based on Billy's track record, it's tough to believe he'll genuinely change, and even if he does, it won't be for very long. Billy is hoping to get the funding for Abbott Communications back and move forward with jump-starting this media company, but there are no guarantees. Regardless, Billy was way too willing to ruin everything Sally worked for and let his own selfish desires take center stage. Does Sally honestly believe Billy won't do it again if given the chance? If Billy's history is any indication, there's just no way he'll truly make Sally the priority and give her the attention she deserves. Sally understandably still seems to be struggling with some reservations based on some of her dialogue and nervous looks in the September 26th episode. Even if Billy can get past his Chancellor obsession, there'll inevitably be something else that'll get his attention and cause him to blow things up with Sally all over again. That's just in Billy's nature, so Sally may eventually wish she'd listened to her instincts instead of getting swept up in Billy's latest promises. Sally's decision to move forward with Billy instead of dumping him may lead to major regrets in the end. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally may have some troubling news in her future, so stick with us for more updates on the next round of Billy drama. The Young and the Restless preview video for the week of September 29th–October 3rd reveals that fans will see Sally Spectra's SOS, Sharon Newman's warning, and 2 marriages at stake. Y&R's weekly promo kicks off with Lauren Baldwin confiding in Nikki Newman at the coffee house. Despite how much Lauren loves Michael Baldwin, she'll struggle over his continued secrets and his need to play the hero. "I just don't know if I can take it anymore," Lauren admits to Nikki in the preview clip. Michael will continue to deliver half-truths and rush into dangerous corporate situations, so Lauren will wonder how much she's supposed to put up with. While Lauren opens up to Nikki about her relationship being in jeopardy, Sally will send out an SOS to Jill Abbott over a video call. "I've fallen in love with your son, and we have a real problem," Sally admits to Jill in Y&R's weekly preview video. Sally will get honest about her lingering concerns regarding Billy and his need to prove something to Jill. If Billy and Jill could finally patch things up, that might put Sally's mind at ease when it comes to all his promises to forget Chancellor. Next, it looks like Tessa Porter will give Sharon updates on her plan to head to the hotel where Mariah Copeland stayed at on her business trip. Tessa feels like that's when everything went wrong in her romance, so she'll be determined to get some answers there. Sharon will think maybe Tessa should give this a little more thought, but Tessa's mind will be made up. "It's all I've thought about. This might be the only way to save my wife, my marriage," Tessa declares in the show's weekly promo. Daniel Romalotti Jr. has vowed to help Tessa get the answers she's seeking, but they could both be headed into a risky situation. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some alarming news will be waiting at that hotel, so stay tuned. Here's your recap for The Young and the Restless for Thursday, September 25th, 2025. Lauren asked Michael if he was the only person who could stop Cain. Michael said yes, and he wanted to get back to his romantic evening with his wife and maybe do some ear nibbling. Lauren grabbed Michael's phone from him so he couldn't reactivate the music. "Just 1 second, Caped Crusader," Lauren chastised her husband. She said no more romantic evenings until he told her how he was going to save Genoa City. Michael assured Lauren he'd be a problem solver. Lauren used the word fixer. Michael noted that fixer wasn't the right term. Lauren recalled Michael's message to her while she was in New York about a job, and how he turned it down because he enjoyed retirement. But then, Michael took the job, Lauren noted. Lauren ordered Michael not to say he was holding back what was going on because he wanted to protect her. "There are delicate things that need to be dealt with," Michael said. Lauren asked if her husband was going to do illegal things. Michael asked if they could move on. "Gladly," Lauren responded. Michael said the only way for him to de-escalate the situation was by being close to him. Lauren said she wasn't going to bail him out of jail. "I want you to stay out of it," Lauren said. Michael said that there's no way he's going to stand by and do nothing. He left Victor because of Jack, after all. If he's in on the inside, he can sabotage Cain's plans. No one would be hurt. "Expect you," Lauren pointed out. She insisted she would not let him put himself at risk. Michael said he had the skills to make a difference. Lauren did not like. Michael wanted points for honesty. "Took you long enough," Lauren noted. Michael promised Lauren he wouldn't get hurt. Lauren realized there was no changing his mind. "So truce?" Michael asked. Lauren was glad that her initial suspicions were wrong and that he hadn't gone back to Victor. Michael scoffed at Lauren's assertion that Cain was a young Victor Newman. He said he won't be furthering Cain's interests, but rather working against them. Lauren wondered how Michael figured out Cain's plan. Michael said working for Cain won't be like working for Victor. Lauren wanted to know if Michael made this move for her or not. Michael, in turn, asked his wife if she was asking a trick question. He added that working for Cain will be a one-off. Michael will move on after shutting him down. Lauren said that she always believed in Michael, but she did worry. Meanwhile, Sally told Billy at Chancellor Park she wasn't sure how she could trust him. Billy begged for another chance. He said they can figure this out together. Sally noted that she hasn't heard him speak of giving up Chancellor Industries. Sally let Billy know it would be hard for her to trust him. Billy asked if his wanting to get Chancellor would impact Sally's decision to move forward. Sally pointed out that Billy believed what he said. In the moment, Sally noted that Billy was not going to give up wanting back Chancellor Industries. The fiery redhead said that Billy has been obsessed with getting Chancellor back ever since Jill sold it. She can't compete with that, and she doesn't want to. Sally needs to know that Billy was done wanting to get Chancellor back. Sally said that Billy wanted Chancellor Industries more than he wanted Abbott Communications. She said that Billy could only think of the pain he felt his mother caused him. Billy didn't want to apologize for wanting something back that he felt was his. Sally said Abbott Communications could have been rightfully his, but it wasn't enough, and neither was she. Sally pointed out that she was collateral damage. He gambled both Sally and her future. She can't just go out and get a job right away. Sally expected Billy to commit. Now, she had to figure out what she wanted and how to get it. Billy apologized to Sally. He admitted he wanted it all. Abbott and Chancellor. Billy shared with Sally that he talked to Jack and that they are united against Cain. Sally admitted that that was a step. Sally said that would be great, but that Billy wasn't telling her what she wanted to hear. Is he moving on from wanting revenge against Jill? She asked him. Chancellor or me? Billy said that sounded like an ultimatum. Sally said she wanted to find out which Billy wanted more. She said she didn't have a choice as her future was at stake. Sally conceded Jill was wrong, but Billy needed to accept that and move on with her or not, so that she could move on. She said the situation is unfair to her. Billy said the last thing he wanted to do was push her away. Sally asked Billy to give up the idea that Jill was wrong. "I really would hate to believe that a company means more to you than me," Sally said. "Me or Chancellor?" Sally started to walk away. Billy stopped her by saying she was the most important thing in his life after his kids. Billy acknowledged that Sally gave something up and it guts him. He never intended to hurt her. Sally said this was about actions, not intentions. Billy told Sally he chose her. Sally said this has to be real. He promised she'd get the best of him. "I need you in my life," he said. "I love you." Sally said, "I love you." Meanwhile, Jack told Kyle not to give people power over his emotions. It's something he had to remind himself daily. When it came to Victor, Diane admitted that she could see how Audra got under Kyle's skin. Diane quipped that she shouldn't have engaged in trading barbs with Audra. Kyle complimented his mother on holding her own. Jack brought up Billy's claims that he wanted nothing to do with Cain. He's not sure he can believe him. Jack recounted Billy's plan to ally himself with Cain and Billy's subsequent decision to go after Cain. Jack believes that Billy loves his family, but he's fixated on Chancellor. He can't see beyond the pain that Jill had cost him. Jack's afraid Billy will burn everything down. Kyle asked where the were to go next. Jack wasn't sure they could trust Billy. Diane suggested Jack lean into Billy's fondness for his late father. Jack said Billy's desire to get even with Jill could derail them. Kyle suggested they come up with a plan. He called Jeboat's chief technology officer to make sure they are protected from Cain's AI. Meanwhile, Jack said he'd set his plan in motion. "I'm going to do the one thing I never thought I would have to do, join forces with the mustache to take Cain Ashby down." Diane didn't like the idea of Jack teaming up with Victor. Kyle concurred. Jack said they have to come at Cain from a different direction. He disagreed with Kyle and Diane's warnings. Diane asked if Cain was worth waving a white flag in front of Victor. Diane informed Jack that he'd end up with a knife in his back if he worked with Victor. Jack said he'd been going head-to-head against Victor for decades. He knew what he was in for. "Trust me, I know what I'm doing," Jack stated. Meanwhile, Victor visited Cain at his train. Cain offered Victor a tequila. Victor wanted an update on Cain using his AI program to attack Jeboat Cosmetics. Victor and Cain saw their last conversation differently. Victor wanted Cain to attack Jeboat, or else he'd expose how Colin got his finances that resulted in Cain's billions. "Do you really want me to pull the trigger on this?" Victor asked Cain. He noted that Cain reconciling with his children might be harder if they read unflattering things about him. Cain advised Victor not to use Maddie and Charlie against him. Victor felt that Cain could reconnect with his kids in time. Victor pointed out that together, he and Cain could win. Cain wondered what he got out of this. Victor said Cain could keep everything he owned and also add Jeboat to his toy collection. Cain wondered why Victor wouldn't want Jeboat. "I used to own Jeboat. It bored the hell out of me," Victor quipped. He said he wanted Cain to help him crush Jack Abbott. Victor pointed out to Cain that the difference between Newman and Jeboat was, "Let me tell you what the difference is. I made Newman Enterprises. I built it with my own hands. That guy is a rich boy. His father handed Jeboat to him on a silver platter. I have no respect for that guy. He almost ran it into the ground a few times. Don't compare us." Cain said he wanted Newman Media to tell the truth about Colin and how he repented before he got into business with Victor. Victor said he'd consider it. Cain wanted a firm commitment. Victor demanded an answer. Cain said he'd think about it. Victor said if Cain walked out, the deal would be off the table. Michael showed up at Cain's train. Victor asked Michael what he was doing there. Michael said he was considering taking a job from Cain. Victor asked why it didn't surprise him that Michael was working for the highest bidder. Cain said his answer to Victor was no, if Victor wouldn't give him until morning to make it. Victor drank the tequila and wished Cain good luck. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Tamara Braun has leaked a Hollywood hint ahead of her debut episode as Sienna Beall. Sienna's first airdate has also been revealed, so let's discuss when fans will see her and what she'll be up to. Ever since Braun's casting was announced, there's been growing curiosity about her character and the drama she'll bring to the table. Some info has slowly been trickling out about Sienna and the hot plot she'll be part of. Sienna will be involved in a Los Angeles noir storyline that's centered around Noah Newman and some chaos that's about to erupt. Roger Howarth's character and Detective Burrow are also going to be tangled up in the LA action. Now that this big story is getting closer, more news is emerging about Sienna, including when she'll first air. Tamara Braun will make her debut Y&R appearance on October 14th, so it won't be long until fans have a chance to meet Sienna. In an interview with TV Guide, Braun offered up some clues about the new role she's playing. It turns out there's a mysterious element to Sienna's storyline that's sure to intrigue viewers right off the bat. "She runs a club in Hollywood," Braun teased. "There's mystery there, which I think is a really cool way to introduce a character, and very fitting for a soap." Of course, Braun's Hollywood club hint makes sense when you think about Sharon Newman and Nick Newman's earlier conversation about Noah, who's hoping to open another club branch in Los Angeles. A project developer has been in touch with Noah about this possibility and wants him to meet for a discussion in LA. Nick and Sharon plan to visit Noah while he's in the United States, so they'll be taking a trip to Los Angeles too. There's a good chance Sienna is either in cahoots with the project developer or being forced to work with him. Sienna might have to gush to Noah about what a great opportunity this is, even if she knows Noah's being drawn into trouble. Regardless, The Young and the Restless spoilers Tamara Braun will make a major splash as Sienna Beall starting October 14th, so stay tuned for updates on any Hollywood horror to come. Young and the Restless gives a twist with Jack Abbott, ready to do the unthinkable to protect the family business, his brother, his son, and everyone else. He's considering joining forces with Victor Newman. We're going to talk about how Victor might take advantage of this crisis and make a fake truce with Jack. Then, Victor may betray him once their common enemy, Cain Ashby, Mosnios, Mashii, is destroyed. So, this week, Jack tells Diane Jenkins and Kyle Abbott that he has a plan to deal with this Cain crisis. Jack says that he's going to set his countermeasure into motion right away before Cain can target Jabot or make Billy Abbott's life worse. Jack's going to do something he never thought he would: offer to team up with Victor to take down Cain. Of course, Diane and Kyle think this is a terrible idea, and I agree. They have reminded Jack that Victor hates him and that he will use any opportunity to stab Jack in the back. But Jack tells Kyle Abbott and Diane that he is not giving in and he's not surrendering to Victor. Instead, Jack says he is making a strategic move and insists he knows what he's doing. Victor always insists the same thing. I do suspect Kyle and Diane may be right, and that Jack is going to be getting himself in over his head with the mustache very soon. So, at the moment, we all know Victor's actively plotting against Jack. He's trying to blackmail Cain into helping him target Jack and Jabot, using that powerful and illegal AI program that can take down any business that Cain attacks with it. This week, Victor went back to Cain and demanded to know, "Have you made a decision? Are you going to use the AI to help me destroy Jack and Jabot?" If you don't remember, to try and force Cain's hand, Victor is threatening to run a hit piece about Cain's late father, Colin Atkinson, accusing him of taking advantage of an old lady and getting her estate. Victor says that he'll run this piece at Newman Media, and it'll tarnish Cain and Colin's reputations and hurt the company Arabesque. The thing is, it turns out Cain doesn't seem to care too much if Victor trashes him and Colin in the media. There are a couple of reasons. One, Cain thinks that he's lost his kids for good anyway, so why does he care about his reputation? The second reason is Cain thinks his new fixer, Michael Baldwin, can clean up any mess that Victor tries to make. Cain may think that whatever damage Victor can cause, Michael can go behind and repair it. Except we all know Michael is not really working for Cain. He's actually spying for Victor and not loyal to his new boss at all. So this week, Victor is repeating his ultimatum right as Michael strolls onto the choo-choo train. Victor pretends to hate him for going to work for Cain, like he's betrayed him. Then Victor demands an answer on the spot. "Are you with me or not?" Cain says no. He turns Victor down. He doesn't like being blackmailed, and he doesn't think that he's got anything that can hurt him. Of course, Cain doesn't know that Victor already knew Michael's working for him, and Victor's playing dumb. And Cain also doesn't know that Michael is actually trying to destroy him from the inside, as he explained to his wife, Lauren Fenmore, this week. We'll see, because Cain does cut ties with an ally this week, and they may be referring to Victor, but I doubt it because they never were formally allies. It may be Michael. Maybe he figures it out. Victor thinks Cain refusing him is a stupid move, and he wishes him luck. Then Victor tells Cain that he is going to crush him. So, now that Victor knows Cain won't cooperate and won't use the AI against Jack or Jabot, I expect to see Victor also switching gears at the same time that the Abbotts are switching gears. This week's Young and the Restless spoilers have Jack talking about a truce to Victor, saying that they can put old grudges aside and work together to derail Cain. That's a little train pun because he lives on a train. And with no better option, Victor may actually agree. If he can't use Cain to ruin Jack well, then Victor might use Jack to ruin Cain instead. However, if Victor agrees to cooperate with Jack, I feel certain once they've got Cain out of the way and neutralized, Victor would turn around and betray Jack and target him, just like he's already been doing. I don't think for 1 second that Victor is going to drop this ridiculous vendetta against Jack. In fact, I'd say Victor seems actually more intent than ever on ruining Jack, Kyle, and Billy. I'm sure Victor will see this as a golden opportunity. He can make Jack think he's on his side and can trust him. But then, when Jack's guard is down because of them focusing on Cain, well, then Victor can strike. Also, by pretending to unite with Jack, we could see Victor buying some time and then using that time to get his hands on Cain's AI software and using it to target Jebot without Cain's assistance. So, with Michael being a double agent, Victor may want Michael to try and steal the AI for Victor. Michael wouldn't know that Victor plans to use it against Jack. I don't think Michael would be on board with taking the AI only for Victor to weaponize it. Michael's whole thing is he's trying to avert a civil war in Genoa City. But I definitely think Victor might use this to his advantage. Jack's swearing to Diane and Kyle. He's got his eyes open and he'll watch his back. But I don't know. I think Victor might be able to fool Jack because, at the end of the day, Jack is a good guy and he's generally optimistic. He wants to see the best in people. He's forgiving. But Victor is not a good guy, and there's so much badness and hatred festering inside him, and a lot of it aimed at Jack. Nikki Newman gets a shock this week, and it may be she finds out Victor has made an alliance with Jack. That would definitely shock Nikki. She may not buy it at first, but if Victor can convince Nikki, well, he might be able to fool Jack. Also, Victor, bottom line, he's stubborn. He's set in his ways, and he thinks he knows everything and is always right. He remains intent on blaming Jack for the whole Nikki debauchery incident. So, I just don't see Victor really and legitimately backing off of Jack. Not now, not ever, not really. Victor has been wanting to destroy Jack for decades. However, Victor might pretend to take the deal and say, "Okay, you know what? We have enough issues. Let's just put the past behind us and we'll take care of Cain together." But in the end, I expect Victor to blindside and betray Jack. Meanwhile, if Cain finds out Victor and Jack are working together, well, Cain might decide to implement the AI and take down Jebot, Newman, and Chancellor. This is a high-risk move that Jack is considering making with Victor, and I just don't see it working out well for him long-term. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for the week of September 29th, 2025. It shows Lauren Fenmore Baldwin turning to Nikki Newman. Sally Spectra video calls Jill Abbott. Plus, Sharon Newman tries to dissuade Tessa Porter. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Lauren, who just learned about Michael Baldwin's secret. What Lauren doesn't know is that Cain Ashby just terminated Michael's employment. That means Victor Newman will have no more use for Michael. Moving forward, the preview clip for next week shows a crying Lauren turning to Nikki for help. The woman tells the blonde that she loves Michael very much. However, she doesn't know if she can take it anymore. Meanwhile, Michael has warned Cain that if he can't get him to do the right thing from the inside, then he will fight him from the outside. The lawyer seems to mean it too. I don't think retirement really suits Michael. The man gets too bored and needs a mission. While Michael could help take down Cain, will it cost him Lauren? In the park, Sally will have a video chat with Jill. The redhead makes a confession to Billy Abbott's mother. Sally admits that she has fallen in love with the impulsive and reckless man. While Sally can't help her heart, she could also wonder if Billy's words can be trusted. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of September 29th reveal that the preview clip also shows Tessa meeting with Sharon. The young woman explains what she knows about Mariah Copeland's situation. Tessa will tell Sharon about Mariah's confession and the secret meeting with Daniel Romalotti Jr. Tessa plans on investigating and finding out the truth about what is going on with Mariah. While that is dangerous, Tessa will have Daniel's help. While Sharon tries to get Tessa to take some more time, the young lady says it's all she thinks about. Tessa adds that this might be the only way to save her marriage, as well as Mariah. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of September 29th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Y&R spoilers reveal that Phyllis Summers has uncovered far more than idle whispers about Cain Ashby's latest schemes. What she knows is nothing short of a master plan, an elaborate restructuring Cain set in motion after cutting ties with Michael Baldwin. Dismissing Michael was a gamble, but for Cain, it was the only way to close ranks and seal off potential leaks. Yet even without Michael, one obstacle looms large: Billy Abbott. Without Michael's steady, legal presence, Cain has been forced to adopt a new approach. That's when Phyllis steps in, a brilliant but dangerous ally, equal parts savior and saboteur. She never trusted Michael's moral compass, and his firing gave her the perfect opening to prove her worth. With her trademark cunning, Phyllis offered Cain a meticulously crafted strategy to dismantle Billy's influence, neutralize his allies, and control the narrative, all while keeping the circle of trust tighter than ever. Her plan? Not direct confrontation, but precision strikes at the very network that props Billy up. She advised Cain to sow distrust among Billy's partners through subtle contract delays, internal audits, and procedural red tape designed to make him appear reckless and unreliable. Every delay, every compliance snag would box Billy in, frustrating him until his own temper became his undoing. But Phyllis knew image was just as powerful as paperwork. She suggested rolling out neutral stories across media channels, praising Cain's forward-thinking management style. Billy's name wouldn't be mentioned, but the subtext would be clear: out with the old, in with the new. The more defensive Billy grew, the easier it would be to paint him as unstable, a man unfit to lead. Phyllis also insisted on secrecy. No outsiders, no hired hands, only those whose motives were aligned. For her, information was power, and whoever controlled the story controlled Genoa City's reality. Cain, though wary, agreed to trust her, demanding that every move come with risk assessments to protect the plan from collapse. Then came Cain's bombshell revelation: a brewing alliance between Jack Abbott and Victor Newman. A partnership between those two titans, even temporary, could spell disaster. Jack knew Billy's weaknesses better than anyone, while Victor had the market clout to turn a stumble into a full-blown collapse. Together, they could corner Cain, drain resources, and strip him of allies before he even made his move. Phyllis quickly recalibrated. Her blueprint now included subtle diversions meant to derail both powerhouses: a media expense discrepancy here, a scheduling error there. Small issues, harmless on the surface, but just disruptive enough to scatter Jack and Victor's focus. For Cain, the mission crystallized into two goals: make Billy irrelevant to Jack's plans and force Victor into battles on other fronts. If Phyllis could execute both, Billy would crumble under pressure, and Cain could finally secure the upper hand. In the September 29th issue of TV Guide, Emmy-winning soap vet Tamara Braun teased what fans can expect when she makes her The Young and the Restless debut next month. The actress confirmed that her first episode as Sienna Beall will air on October 14th, marking Braun's first role on a CBS daytime drama. While Braun stayed tight-lipped about the finer details, she revealed that Sienna will run a Hollywood nightclub, and it won't be just any glamorous hotspot. There's mystery there, Braun shared, which I think is a really cool way to introduce a character, and very fitting for a soap. The intrigue immediately sets the stage for Sienna to be at the center of Y&R's upcoming noir storyline. Braun's casting adds another layer of star power to Genoa City. She's no stranger to daytime fans, having portrayed multiple roles across General Hospital and Days of Our Lives, winning 2 daytime Emmys along the way. But this marks her first foray into CBS soaps, making the reveal of Sienna's world even more intriguing. Adding to the excitement is the fact that Braun will once again be working with Lucas Adams, who joins Y&R as the new Noah Newman. The pair famously played mother and son, Ava and Tripp, on Duel. Now, their reunion comes with a twist as Noah becomes entangled in a dangerous new mystery linked to Sienna's club. Executive producer head writer Josh Griffith recently revealed that Braun, Adams, Roger Howarth, and Matt Cohen will anchor a major LA noir story that draws Nick and Sharon into a fight to save Noah from peril. With Sienna's Hollywood club at the center of the action, Braun's character is set to become a pivotal player from the moment she steps on screen. Fans already buzzing about Braun's arrival now have just weeks to speculate on how Sienna, Noah, and the new mystery will collide, and what secrets might be lurking inside her glamorous nightclub. Michael planned a romantic evening with Lauren and tried to distract her from his next career move. He even used their son, Fenmore Baldwin, as a pawn. This scene left us wondering whether Fenmore will return to the young and the restless. Michael rented out society for the evening. He planned a night of romance with his wife, Lauren. However, she wanted to make sure that he wasn't working with Victor again. Lauren warned Michael that she would not be able to forgive him again, the last time he made a romantic gesture. He told her that he quit working for Victor, but Michael claimed that he wanted to make her feel good because he loves her. Suddenly, his phone rang, and he got a call from Fenmore. Lauren yanked Michael's phone out of his hand to talk to their son. After their phone call, she wondered whether Michael used their son to catch her off guard. He claimed it was purely coincidental. Fenmore was a troubled teenager who was arrested after being caught with alcohol and drugs. However, his charges were dropped once the Witness Protection Program revealed that Carmine Basco was alive. Fenmore was immediately released. He turned his life around and pursued a music career. Daniel and Tessa aren't the only musical children in Genoa City. Fenmore found success with his music career. He ultimately left Genoa City on January 25, 2023, but briefly returned to celebrate Bregman's 40th anniversary. Lauren and Michael's 20th anniversary is in December 2025. However, that might not be the case once Lauren finds out that Michael has been lying to her about working with Victor again. But it's also possible that Fenmore could return to celebrate his parents' wedding anniversary, or he might come back to Genoa City to bring them back together. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease that Cain Ashby will create a Prince Charming moment, leaving Lily Winters flustered by her ex-husband's daring gesture. Cain knows that he'll have to do something big to impress his ex-wife after all the times he hurt her and their children, so it'll be a gigantic grand gesture. Y&R fans are aware that Cain has been making efforts to win Lily's affection ever since he returned to the screen in a new role. He views Lily as his one true love and is eager to rekindle their romance. However, Cain has encountered numerous obstacles, having led a double life for 6 years without revealing the truth to Lily or the twins. Given this history and their past troubles, it's understandable why Lily is hesitant to open her heart to Cain once more. Still, Lily was moved by Cain's heartfelt video message and has caught glimpses of the man she once adored. It's not quite there yet, but at least Cain appears to be making some headway. During the week of September 15th and 19th, Cain will assign Amanda Sinclair the task of building a friendship with Lily. Since Cain is eager to gain some understanding of Lily's emotions, he believes Amanda could assist with that. Cain simply wants to delve deeper into Lily's thoughts and determine if he genuinely has a shot at redemption. After getting her new assignment, Amanda will have a conversation with Lily, providing her a chance to question Cain's former love and report back with updates. Any updates that Amanda shares could provide Cain with a boost of motivation. Subsequently, Cain is set to have a Prince Charming encounter with Lily, attempting to win her over with his charm once again. We can picture Cain strolling down memory lane with Lily, perhaps presenting her with a cherished flower or a sentimental gift as they recall the past. Anything that sparks memories of their former love will be seen as a positive gesture by Cain. Nonetheless, Lily is bound to feel flustered when Cain adopts his charming tactics to catch her attention. It seems like it's likely to succeed overall, even though Lily may not want to acknowledge it. If Cain continues down this path, he might eventually break down Lily's defenses and possibly land a date with her sometime soon. However, Cain could end up being his biggest obstacle since he's still scheming underhanded plans and engaging in activities behind Lily's back that she wouldn't be in favor of. The latest spoilers for The Young and the Restless suggest that Cain and Lily's relationship is set to grow more intricate, so keep an eye out. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for The Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates.